the culture is degrading. So how do you guys feel about network television airing a 15-person orgy?
I can't believe, like, that's where we are nowadays. Like, it's just a wild thing to think that in my lifetime, which is not very long, it's 30 years, is that we're here now. I never, even 2006 when I was going into high school and watching Dave Chappelle's show, which was still on the air, I never ever thought we would be where we are today.
Dude, a 15-person orgy is more wholesome than the culture right now.
Maybe more wholesome than MILF Manor, but that could be a controversial opinion.
These two would have to go up against each other, right?
Oh, see, okay. I see, that's your point.
Yep. So it says, oh yeah, and the Jedi Mind Trick says, the JP vid, thanks for paying attention, not Brett. So I don't know which one of you is not Brett, but yeah, sorry about that. So it says, the controversial show, which is currently in the second series, aired its most risque episode to date with one couple hosting a 15-person orgy. And I'm just picturing like the cocaine-fueled like executives like just in there like, and then we'll put them on TV and they'll just have sex on air. And it seems like, isn't that porn? We'll figure it out when we get there.
We'll do it live.
Yeah, that's basically what they're saying, right?
Yeah, it is. It is pretty much.
So it says during the episode, Shanice and Ricardo, who have been together for 8 years, invited over the other contestants back to their room for an after party. We just invited everyone over, and then basically I watched some clips from like the thing. It's basically they're talking about, I want you guys to go out, like the lady who's on the show says, I want you guys to go and talk to other people and be with other people so that we can talk about jealousy. What? It's like, well, you're just going to make people more jealous by doing that.
I don't understand why.
What's the name of the show?
It's called
for research purposes.
I mean, we all got the internet, guys. I don't need that.
It's called Open House.
Open House.
It's on the UK.
What a great name.
And people, it says, oh my OMG 15-person orgy had, like, there's kids watch. Did you see the other one about like the show with kids looking at old naked people?
What?
And it's basically to like destigmatize different body types.
Oh, right. That's what it's for. What it's for. Right. Totally. Like, that's what it's for.
Everything's so on the nose now.
Right. That's what we're making little kids look at old people.
Well, also, guys. We know that like these people can intellectualize their way into any disgusting behavior.
You mean into children's pants?
Yes.
That's where
they can come up with anything that sounds pseudo-intellectual enough to then justify horrible behavior.
It's just getting tiring, man.
Right? Like, think about where reality TV was 20 years ago with like Road Rules. I guess that's like more than that now.
Yeah.
Like, that seems so innocent.
It does.
It was.
In comparison, it was.
And Dane, with his love of Survivor, which is so wholesome compared to this.
Dude, oh my God. Survivor season, I don't know, Serge, I don't know if you know this, but I'm a Survivor stan.
No, I don't.
Massive.
No, I've never watched Survivor.
Season 20 that I didn't watch.
Season 20. Say that again.
Season 20. No, actually season 40. I'm probably wrong.
Wow. That's
started
crazy.
With like, Jeff, the host, always says, come on in, guys. And he asked permission from the cast members if he could say the word guys. That's how it started. And then people were like, I'll literally light Jeff on fire if you do this again. And then he kind of eased off.
Yep.
Yeah. But, I mean, I'm glad he did.
I'm
glad he decided that was probably the best course of action. That's
downhill
a rare...
from there. Nothing took a bigger hit from proverbial, as much as we hate the term wokeness, than network television, which just bowed out quicker than any of the other genres.
Dude, so I was watching a couple episodes with my fiance, a couple seasons, and she was like, dude, they used to be so much hotter in the first seasons. I was like, yeah, dude, that was television.
Well, now they're looking, it's because we're in a culture now that wants everybody to be able to see themselves on TV, so they have to hire people that they think look like an everyday person, right?
Totally.
So
that's why I watch Deadpool, because I want to see myself in Deadpool. I want to see. That's why I watch
the psychopath.
Totally. That's why I watch all these mob movies, because like secretly I want to be a mobster.
I don't see many women that look like Marina Baccarin on a daily basis.
There was a meme you sent me that was a little girl who was like, "Oh my God, Little Mermaid looks just like me," and then a bunch of kids watching Dragon Ball Z and being like, "Yes, I'm Goku." Literally that.
Yeah.
Like, you don't need to see yourself as you
don't.
Like, it's actually an affront to the idea of creativity that you need to see something that looks exactly like you to to be able to relate to it.
Yeah.
Like I always point out this is the movies that have stuck with me the most in my lifetime have been almost all been Denzel Washington movies, which I inherently have nothing in common with other than the fact that they're fantastic movies and I like good storytelling. Like it's not like I look like Denzel Washington. It's not like any of the characters he's portraying in those movies have anything close to my life experience, but the movies are good.
And that's what I like about games. Because listen, you can make a woke storyline all you want. You can't force people to play woke. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't force people. I'm sure you can make it into the game where if you press X, you're holding, the communist fist and being like, Black Lives Matter. But you can't force the person to press the button. Yep. You know what I mean? And that's why I think gaming is the superior art form currently.
Seems like it.
Because
right?
try as you might, you'll play as you are.
Yep.
Or as you want to be.
Yeah.
And honestly, God bless Japanese game developers for still holding it down.
Yeah.
Good point.
Do you think that changes, or do you think they hold strong? I mean,
we'll see.
Yeah.
I don't know if they get ESG over there, but
The other thing that's funny about this is somebody points out, they're like, look, one of the comments says, I must report this filth to Ofcom. That's the regulator out there. It says, I'd better watch next week to see if it gets any worse. Wait, so what? So it's like, oh my God, it's horrible. Show me more. That's like, it's like,
right.
But it's like, what are they like? Somebody points out in the comments here, it says it's not M word. It's just demonstration. They're talking about the show I was mentioning before, like showing kids naked adults. It's scary
weird,
that like
man.
what people can rationalize as something if it sounds pseudo intellectual enough to them. They're like, it's almost like people are inherently, they're either too afraid to stand on what they believe, or they're not sure they know enough about this. Like if somebody just spews a bunch of big words at you and says this is true, a lot of people will just defer and say, oh, well, then it must be true, right? So if some douche canoe at the BBC gives you some pseudo-intellectual definition as to why it's okay to show this to kids, then they're going to be like, oh, well, what do I know? That he's a college professor. How, right
the
now.
worst... never mind. I was about to go...
Go for it.
Dude. For the billionth time, the dumbest people I've ever met in my life was when I was doing my master's degree. I was astounded daily by the stupidity of people
what's that
at
saying?
higher education.
Yeah.
An idea so dumb only a college professor could come up with it. Like
I mean, I have to agree.
You've had some stories about that too. What is the worst
What's your
story that
master's
came
in
out
as
of?
well?
Emerging digital practices.
What is the worst story you had that came out of that?
Oh my God, dude. So it was in a class called Visual Programming 2.
Okay.
Right? And we were all doing our programming projects. I designed a website with the software. I did pretty good. Some guy made a whole Gundam episode on there.
Sick.
This chick made a frame, like a real life frame, nothing programmed. And in the frame, she like stapled a bunch of bras, and then she played a YouTube playlist of the women's suffrage movement. Dude, and she got a 100. By the way, this is the level of programming that she did. It was play video.
Dude.
She got a 100.
Of course she did. Because what else is that professor going to do?
And you've also had people
what are they gonna do?
You've had people, what was it, you criticized Beyonce or something like that?
Oh, okay. So I had to write a 15-page paper on Beyonce's whatever next psyop dog shit album that she had. I don't give a hell.
Hey, we're all part of the Beehive.
No, we're not. We're literally not. And by the way, I literally worked for her brand at one time, and it was incredible. It was actually very impressive reading the rules that she had.
Did you know that Beyonce and Jay-Z, who just bought the most expensive house ever sold in California, bought it with cash?
I'm not surprised.
$200 million in cash.
Imagine. That seems totally.
Don't you have $200 million in your bank?
Go ahead. Beyonce.
So Beyonce, I had to write a 15-page paper, 15 pages on Beyonce and how the male gaze was like apparent in this stupid freaking song that I can't remember right now, and I got a B because my professor said, you wrote all the right things, but it's as if you don't believe it. And this
which is disproved. Which is
by the way,
impossible to
I don't give a
subjective.
fuck. Her name was Adrian Russell. She's a journalist, and she's a freaking hack
Okay.
and a
Subjective take.
freaking idiot. And she gave me I'll never forget this criticism because she was one of the chairs in my paper, and she said, I didn't read it, but I have some critiques. Just let that sink in.
That's
Wow,
amazing.
that is incredible. So she's literally just basing that off of what she thinks about you. She has no idea.
More or less.
Doesn't care about the content. Doesn't care about anything about that. That sounds exactly like university was when I left in 2017 when I got my degree. I got 2 degrees. The same thing though. It's just a same exact thing. It's like all the people. I was just getting tired of that, and then I, for some reason, went to go work in Hollywood like an idiot. But yeah, I can relate. I remember got screamed at about being South African by some girl from South Carolina with the Southern South Carolina accent, making like it out to be as if I was the bad guy because we had apartheid in South Africa. It's like, you're from South Carolina and you come from old money and you're mad at me. Like, you understand like why this is like a weird.
She's like, well, look at here.
It's weird. Yeah, it was so odd. It was like being attacked by like a slave owner about the fact that I had in South Africa we had apartheid, which is again is British colonial policy. Not
She
saying
probably
anything.
liked Ronald Reagan too.
Yeah,
That's the
probably.
worst part.
Dude.
Probably. Wouldn't be surprised.
I came to the U.S. in 2016.
Okay.
What a year to come, right?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, incredible. And so Trump wins, and basically all the classes I went were like half full, and there were people
Wow.
in front of the buildings offering free hugs and free coffee.
Where is this? What do you mind if you ask?
University of Denver. No, I mean,
Wow. I'm
FM.
sorry. I'm really
And
sorry.
Denver,
bro.
huh?
yeah. Oh yeah,
Damn,
dude,
bro.
that's next level. And my professor, again, another programming course. No, actually, it was 3D modeling. He gave a whole speech about how love wins in the end, and me being
I love the subjective, like artsy nature to like the claims that are just not provable. It's just so Hollywood.
Yep. Totally.
and me being like an absolute troll. I was like, I'm sorry, did anything happen? And he got livid. He was like, shut up, Dane.
You look like you need a hug. That's what I was
And Kyle Bows in the chat is with. I made this comment before, Kyle. I said yes, there would be no Beyonce if Aaliyah had not died in a plane crash. People tend to disagree with me very heavily on that, but Aaliyah was something special. She really
Beyonce
was.
rigged the plane.
There's the conspiracy theory. we can talk about.
That's
we can
definitely a
talk
tin
about that.
hatter. That's definitely a tin hatter.
That's a tinfoil hat, if
Yeah.
ever. But yeah, so your college story is like, man, that is
Dude, I mean, I've seen every most dark aspects of the culture where I had a manager that told me, Kid, you're great, but you're a man, so we'll never promote you. I was like,
Wow, yeah,
what do you want me to do with this information?
I love that
Dude.
they say it out loud too. Like
Literally,
that's-
in my
it's-
review.
It's one thing to just think it, and that's bad enough. It's another thing to just unabashedly say it without
Literally.
without any desire to like keep it to yourself.
Dude.
The next year, this person won greatest inclusive managers award. Obviously, because
Well,
it's
it is further proof that inclusive just means not white, not
psycho,
male.
basically.
not male.
I had it wasn't this one from university, but when I went to Paramount and I just had my name, Serge Dupria, and that's my real name, by the way, not .com, in case you guys were wondering.
What?
I'm always looking you up in the phone book, and I never find it. I never find it under .com.
Phone book? What's
Yeah,
that?
I got-
I've never heard of that in my life.
Wow, boomer Brad.
I'm gonna make some.
No, anyways, they'd see that. They'd see my name. They'd see it from lived in different countries and everything like that. And then I'd come to like the interview. This is at Paramount in particular, and I could just tell before I even got into the room. Like I'm going and meeting this person. I was like, oh, I'm not getting this job. I walked in and I saw the interview. Like, are you? Or they look at the name and I'm like, yeah, that's me. And I just know. Oh, they weren't expecting a white guy that has kind of sort of an American accent or anything like that. Even though I speak other languages, it doesn't matter. They see that. They see the white guy. They see the white male, and like I just knew. We did the whole interview, and it, like for like what? I wasted like 30 minutes of my life knowing the entire time I'm not getting this job. Like, why are we doing this? Like, this is just stupid.
Yeah.
You can just say you're not going to get the job. Why? Because you're a white guy. It's like, okay, cool. Yeah, I'll see you later. Bye. I'll see you later. Just total waste of my time. But yeah, it's just it's the same thing.
I'm so
They judge you before they even know you. Doesn't matter.
I'm so glad I'm not good at anything enough that I would have to be discriminated. Like all the jobs that I literally just work like normal jobs that like where they're just like, we'll take you. Like you're a
Hey.
human body. We'll take
Hey,
you.
I wish I was.
Like
Honestly.
you.
I wish I was, dude.
Like-
that was such a waste of my time.
Like your
Such a
college
waste.
stories like shake me to my core.
Dude, I mean, I've only said the PG ones that I could say. Like, there's
Yeah,
so
for real.
so much
For real.
insane stuff.
You got to college in 2016?
For my master's, yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. Or I should say American college, because I feel like it's a different
Yeah.
experience. You know, it's
I mean,
yeah.
in Puerto Rico, there were a bunch of hippie losers as well, but
Yeah,
we
but
got
it
an
wasn't
education.
It wasn't the whole
Yeah.
whole system, right? Yeah, totally.
I mean, I got an English lit major, and I mean, there were a bunch of
Were there any
wackadoodles.
classes on justifying 15-person orgies on network television?
Oh, there are now. I mean,
not at that point.
Like,
not at that point.
what does it say about
been
the
been 6 years though?
What
so.
does it say about what Hollywood and the media's like view of marriage and culture is, like, as far as relationships, when this is what they see as like the type of television people should be watching in relation to like your experience with the opposite sex? I mean, all the people I saw on the show were straight people, so I don't know if they did. I don't know if there's like
How? That's disgusting. Just
Like-
straight people were on the show. How could they do that?
But yeah, we could get it taken off the air by calling them bigots. That's
Horrible. That
that's
is
what you
so
could do.
bigoted, man. They're acting as if like the UK has no same-sex couples. That's terrible for inclusivity, and that's not a diverse cast.
by the way, so Sketch Therapy
Horrific.
is talking about like a famous hippie college in Puerto Rico. In that college, the professors are the drug dealers.
La Fupi.
Yeah,
Sign me up.
it's insane.
Higher education, am I right? But
Literally.
Nice. Didn't.
I like it.
That's a
It
good
says
one.
they got 1,400 complaints about the episode. I wonder how
That's
much of it is like.
That's too few.
I wonder how much of it is just like. Did they know it's coming beforehand? You know, they cut the episode and they release it knowing that those complaints are going to come. Like, they're not expecting it to go by scot free.
There is no expectation of civility in this country or this culture anymore. I don't think that's even a thought in their head.
No, it definitely isn't. I agree with you there.
I don't know, man. I'm very glad that I got done with and I didn't even go like I'm a dummy. I basically got my degree in the back of a cocktail napkin. Like I
That's
like,
cool.
I have like college for me is like I was still skating full time.
Dude, it was the worst mistake of my life.
And
I agree. I kind of agree. I feel like a lot of the stuff that I learned in university, I ended up doing like audio and music stuff, and that was like where I've made my money in my life. I did almost nothing with 2 degrees that I wasted my time doing. But again, immigrant parents, so like you got to get the degree.
Yeah,
If
same.
you don't get the degree, like
Oh my god, dude!
it's gonna be hell to pay.
My father like yelled at me. You're an
Yeah.
idiot if you
I
did.
tried to leave.
And
I tried
now
to leave, and
he
they-
calls me an idiot for taking a degree.
Yeah, I know.
Insane.
Hey, that's crazy. Same exact fight with my father.
Dude, I have
Same exact one.
crippling student loans for
Yeah,
writing a 15-page paper on Beyonce.
Yep.
well, there's like we've got a precedent set by about the last 30 years of television,
crazy, dude.
20, 30 years of television, where all the storylines with parents and kids, it's like you need to go to college so that you can get a good job, and like that's been the propaganda that's been going on for ages now. Where it's like if you want to get out of this small town, don't go work for a company and work your way up.
No.
It's go to college and get a job, and they even point out in the shows, they're like take out student loan debt,
Right,
and not pointing out the obvious fact that you're also going to have to pay back that same loan debt.
Right.
Dude,
if anyone's thinking
boomers-
about going to college right now, by the way, go and get a journeyship electrician's job. Don't do college. Like just start with that. You'll by the time you're actually like 4 or 5 years in, you'll be making $100,000.
Dude, boomers
No problem.
boomers worked a part-time job, paid for rent, living expenses, and their college.
Yeah, and had money for entertainment, etc.
Try that.
Yeah, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work.
And then it's like buy a house for $40,000.
So, like this person in the chat, Selene, mentions they need college for speech pathology. Yes, what I'm saying is like there are certain jobs that require you to go to college.
Yeah,
There are many other
lawyer,
jobs,
doctor. Like there are ones
don't
that
require you to go to
literally
college.
require that. But if
Right.
you're going
you don't
there,
have
like
to just go to college to go to college. That's just a mistake, and I think that's the problem. We've like hammered that into, or at least into the millennial generation. Like you need to go to college. It's like the most important thing to do. It's not.
it's discern
not.
what you want to go for first,
Right.
and then figure it out.
Don't just show up and take undergrad. Oh, you'll figure it out. Like no, that's allowing this bubble
and
of
let's face
college
it,
of like the worth of college.
College,
It's a racket, dude. It's a huge racket.
We're all paid by a guy that has a GED.
college, and
Like our millionaire boss has
Literally.
a GED.
well, it's
Like,
like the people that start their own companies are
Okay.
always better at actually navigating the world,
Yeah,
right? So,
definitely.
but it's like college and tech companies, in a lot of ways, are just adult daycares.
They are. They
It is,
literally
dude, it
are.
is.
They give
So
you
many-
food. They give you a place to sleep. They give you everything. It's such a joke, dude.
And this is this whole rant started because like I frothed at the mouth when you said college professor, because it's people that they go to elementary school, they go to middle school, they go to high school, that they go to college and they get their master's degree, that they get their whatever next degree, they become a shaman and whatever the hell happens, and then they stay in college. They're babies. They've never had to live in the real world ever. Yeah. Because their favorite professor is like, oh, you're as much of a freaking idiot as I am, so you'll carry my torch. They've never had to do a job, whatever. Solicitud. I'm sorry, the word isn't coming to me in English. They've never had to sign a job form. They've never had to interview for anything. They just get picked. Yeah. And they think the world is a classroom. It's not.
Yep. I love the meme. It says like, "Will you teach me how to do my taxes?" And it says parabolas. It's like we will teach you everything except what you actually need.
Yeah,
to know.
cosine, tangent, whatever.
We need like a civics class. We need a home ec class. We need a class about how to do taxes. We need a class about how a credit card works. Why has no one discussed something that's fundamentally important in this? Yeah, literally, no one knows an APR
interest rates.
As someone that has an economics degree, that's like it's mind-boggling that I only know that because I got a degree in it, and I like so even in that degree, I sought out all this information on my own because it's not really discussed. You think that it would be in economics, you think it would be an important thing, but it's not. It's not.
And I'm putting the blame.
It's unrelated in reality, but still.
I'm putting the blame for this at the foot of a lot of entertainment, which has done a very good job of telling everyone they need to go to college.
Yep.
Because like it's all the shows of the parents telling the kids you need to go do this, you need to go do that.
But even in those movies, college was where you went to get laid.
Yeah.
Like in the movies, like from our
it's like, oh, you'll figure it out. You'll figure it out. Van Wilder is one of my favorite movies of all time.
It ruled.
And he's been there for 7 years.
Yep.
And that's still less than what you spend if you go to college and then get a master's degree.
True.
Like I think
literally
actually
true.
Point that in that movie has the great Tim Matheson as Van Wilder's dad in that movie. That movie's fantastic. Also, Tara Reid
being hot as hell.
Tara Reid was peak American culture at that time.
Amen, brother.
Like I actually have the scene at the end where she meets him outside at the end of the movie in the white
little bikini.
Yeah, like I have the freeze frame of that on my phone.
Wow, that's a wild thing to confess to like a live audience.
I was like,
here first, folks.
I was like, no, I posted a meme over the weekend that Aiden Mattis shared where it says, here, I found it. And it says, I think that Optimus Prime, non-ironically, giving a speech about hope for humanity while Megan Fox makes out with Shia LaBeouf on the hood of a 2007 Camaro as the sunset is actually when American culture peaked. From the end of the first Transformers movie. That was when American culture, he says, Ernest says, I think this moment here, when Optimus Prime gives an unironic speech about hope for humanity as Megan Fox makes out with him on the hood of a Camaro as Linkin Park's What I've Done plays in the background, is when American culture peaked.
Optimus Prime did not know about Anita Sarkeesian.
That is true. Yes, you listen to any of those speeches.
I'll tell you what, he did not know about that insane shit.
They've also
never foreseen that, dude.
They've also turned the speech from the end of the second movie into a really funny one where it's like the year's 2075 and you're the last straight person looking, and it's Optimus Prime saying like, if you're here, we are here, we are waiting, and it seems like me looking for the last straight person in the universe.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.